But you know what's going to get even more interesting? Is the winter coming up, especially in Europe. This winter, keep warm by burning all the previous advice we gave you that turned out to be bullshit. Wear a mask. Get boosted. Stay safe. This is a public health message from your trusted friends, the government. And before I get into Europe, which is going to be insane, even in the US, they've started turning off the electricity all over the place. And there was apparently a rare energy emergency in Colorado. And a lot of people got this on their smart temperature meters, which you should never have, but everyone's got them. Temperature locked temporarily during energy emergency. Due to a rare energy emergency that may affect the local energy grid, your temperature slider has been changed from 8 p.m. to 8 p.m., so I guess 24 hours, because you enrolled in a community energy savings program. To opt out, just call us. Yeah, I'm sure they'll let you opt out. When thousands of Excel customers in Colorado tried adjusting their thermostats Tuesday, they learned they had no control over the temperatures in their own homes. Yeah, in Italy, they're like, you can't use your air conditioning anymore in the summertime, which is the only time you'd want to use it. This is going to get crazy, and it's just getting started. And, a lot of people kind of support this, green sort of a thing, right? But a lot of people don't realize the ramifications of most of this stuff. I support Greta 2019, 2022. Why are my energy bills so expensive? And it doesn't even take more than a week for a lot of their crazy stuff to be shown to be totally insane. Like in California, on August 24th, they said California bans sale of new gasoline-powered cars. So they're not going to let you buy gas-powered cars anymore. All the cars have to be electric. 1 week later, California asked Californians to avoid charging electric vehicles due to electricity shortages. Here's Gavin Newsom. You must buy electric cars. We have no electricity. Here's me watching California tell everyone not to charge their EVs after announcing a ban on gas vehicles. Well, at least we're not in China. Yeah, that's true. China is still the craziest place on earth that I can tell. They tried to shut down a city. Every city in China has 20 million people. This one's a pretty small one. I think it's Chengdu. I think I've been there. I was there looking at a mining project 20 years ago. I think I had 6 million or 10 million or something. It was a small city in China. But they announced they're going to lock it down. And here's what it looked like. But the place that's going to be the craziest this winter, unless something miraculous happens, which I can't see happening, is Europe. It's going to be like a third world continent, basically, with people starving and without power or heat during the winter. It's going to get crazy. And already, the inflation is getting pretty insane in Europe. Reported consumer inflation is now well into double digits in large parts of Europe. Crazy thing is, these numbers are probably well underreported. 25.2% Estonia, 21% Lithuania, 20% Latvia, 13% Netherlands, 13% Slovakia. Yeah, and the euro is going to zero.
Zero!
They're going to put Satan Claus on the new 0 euro bill. And there's a good reason it is. With all the, power costs are up 1,000% in numerous places, like France and Germany, and even the UK is up hundreds of percent. And they're saying 2/3 of companies in small businesses, especially in the UK, are probably going to have to shut down this winter because they won't be able to afford to have electricity. It's going to be the same in Germany, same in France. So the euro is just getting demolished, and it should be. And it's amazing how, Greta came out. I remember when she came out. It was about 4 years ago. I did a video on it, And I was actually kind of like mocking her, but I said, oh, she's like the next puppet. Like, she's going to be like the president of the United Nations at one point. And she came out with a little speech saying, you know, how dare you, we still talk about it, right? And I warned people where this is all headed. And a lot of people were like, no, you know, just want a better environment, and you know, just put in some regulations and stuff, and it should be all good. Lucky. Lucy. But it all started with an autistic Swedish girl who decided to skip school. Domino effect. The collapse of Europe's energy grid and economy.
How dare you?
Yeah, this is probably going to be the most insane thing yet. Like Europe, like imagine the economy going basically to zero. Like forget about 0% growth. We're talking zero GDP. Because basically, no one will be able to afford to do anything. 1,000 times the energy bill. Just imagine your energy bill. And if you're just a regular person, no one can afford it going up 10 times. And businesses can't afford it. And if they do, they're just going to increase their prices by what? You know, 100%, 200%. Then there'll be more hyperinflation. Like the euro is a goner, the currency. This is going to get crazy. And all these guys, like all the top executives at every major company, they're all World Economic Forum people. They're all Davos people. They're all in the big club.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
And they all know what is planned. And we've heard the Belgian prime minister say, we're going to have 10 dark winters. We also heard that from, I think, the French president, who said it's the end of abundance. And now Shell Boss warns energy crisis will not be limited to just this winter, and fuel could be rationed for years. As UK's libraries, community centres and art galleries could become warm banks where Britons can shelter from cold. Oh, this is going to be hilarious to watch. If you live in any of those countries in Europe, and if you're not like on a farm with solar panels and stuff, if you're in a city, get out, man. You've got like 1 month. And you know, you're like, where do I go? Well, don't go to Canada. They're already setting up the quarantine hotels for this winter. Yeah, obviously Mexico's better, but it's actually pretty cold here because of the global warming. Yeah, you can go pound tacos, Greta.
How dare you?
Like seriously, this is going to be insane. Like insane. Europe's basically gone, wiped out. Like I don't know what's going to happen. I saw a lot of people in Italy, they started burning their utility bills. So they get their energy bill and it's like 5 times what it normally is, or 10 times. And a bunch of people went downtown and burnt them. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not going to fix anything, though. In fact, it'll actually make things worse, because now the energy companies have much less revenue, so they're going to have to increase their prices even more. So basically, no one's going to have any power anymore. Oh, it's amazing, and it's all planned. And the whole Ukraine thing was all about doing this, because there was no reason. The Ukraine thing's not a thing. It wasn't even a thing. There's been like a war there for like 10 years. They just sort of made it something you have to care about. Yeah, here's Europe's energy grid funeral. There's Nazi Zelensky with his bag of cash. Here's Zelensky. Europe, don't buy Russian gas. Europe, well, thank you, but we have no gas now. Zelensky, it's Russia who prevents you from filling your gas tanks. And it's amazing, like people are posting online about how their business has to be shut down, which is like super sad. Like if you've ever ran a business and it's going well and all of a sudden something happens and you have to shut it down, you have to lay everyone off, it sucks. Like I had to do that during the internet bubble. Had to lay off like 150 people. It was like the worst month of my life because I had to go to all the meetings. Well, not all of them, but I was there for a lot of them. And just telling people that they're laid off, you're shutting everything down. We didn't actually shut the business down, but we went from 200 staff to eventually like 7. And yeah, it totally sucks. Like a lot, that's where most people commit suicide and stuff. Even my partner tried to commit suicide. He jumped out of an 8-story building, which you should never do, by the way. You can always rebuild. And really, the way the world's going, all you really need to do is get out into the forest somewhere where it's not like a crazy government, like in most places, but you know, like in Mexico or something, and just grow your own food and just wait for everyone to kill themselves over the next few years. And then everything should be fine.